in the morning, every morning, gotta give it up to the one that made me incredible. I'm looking up at the throne with my eyes closed, see the whole globe controlled by the intangible. I see the cosmos, they Picasso's with a God stroke, God flow comes from amendable. Too many lows, that's why we get high as we can to make us more understandable.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Black with Black TV, where we give you reviews and hip-hop news. And today I'm gonna be doing an indie review on this artist named Phenom, and his project is called I Didn't Come, I Was Sent. Don't forget to hit subscribe for Black TV for more videos and more reactions, and hit a like on this video and tell me what you think in the comment section. And if you want your independent album or mixtape reviewed, make sure you hit me up on my Twitter or Instagram, which is right here somewhere, and hit me up. And these are the requirements you have to have for me to review your project. You're gonna have to have your project on some kind of streaming site, Apple Music, Spotify, Live Mixtapes, DatPiff, doesn't matter. If it's on there, I will review it. Plus, you also have to have a music video so I can have something to work with. So with that being said, if you're interested for me to review your project, honestly, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at Black Music, and I'll get back with you. So with that being said, let's get started. Phenom is from Chicago, Illinois, and when I was going into this project, I was really expecting, for some reason, drill music. But after listening to this project, I was really surprised. After listening to Phenom, I was really surprised how lyrical he really is and what type of person that he is about the message he pushed through this album. And I will really salute him for that, because this album is nothing but positivity and lyricism. From what I hear, that he also had performed in front with Kanye West and Twisted at one time, and they really didn't give him no kind of recognition. But with that being said, he didn't give up and he kept moving forward. And after listening to this album, I think he has potential to actually being in the industry. No, but one thing about this cover though, like, it's him laying on the floor with his eyes closed and everything. I mean, I really don't understand why he chose this artwork for this album. But I mean, it's okay for a default pick, but I think the cover is pretty decent. Well, what I like about this album is that I like the fact that, like I said before, he's pushing a positive message through this whole project, even though he comes from a poet background. And I think that actually helps him for being a lyrical artist. Just like on track number 6, That Dough, which really tells about the street life, about handling money and everything. And number 1, Heist, which really tells him who he really is in the intro. And I kind of like the intro. It's one of my favorite on the album. And another thing that I really like is that he has a lot of replay value on this album. Like number 3, All I Know, number 4, The Rise, and 13, Let It Go. I think those are, out of those 3 and a couple of more, are really catchy. Like, in order to catch a person's ear that really haven't just really heard of you or whatever, you got to have some quality music and some catchy music. And those 3 are one of the few that really, I think personally, really that can make it, like as far as radio, or just as far as him pushing single wise. I mean, when I look for the credentials of this album been out a couple of years, but just by listening to this album, those 3 songs are the most catchy songs on there. Number 7, PTN OTR, which is Put the Needle on the Record, I think personally has the best message out of all the songs on the album, which really just telling you who he really is, and what people really think of him. And I think, as far as this is the most in-depth song he has. And after listening to this, I learned a lot from this artist named Phenom. My favorite song on this album is number 2, Blood In. Personally, I think this has the best instrumental, the best concept on the album, and it's really talking about police brutality and what would you do in a situation like that. And there's a lot of artists that's coming up underground that really don't shed light on that situation. And the fact that Phenom shedded some light on that, I salute him for that. And once again, this is just one of many songs that he's spreading positivity out there. And this is my favorite. Well, what I really disliked about this album is that I understand that it's a few songs on here that he was trying to appeal to women. But when I listened to the album, it was getting good and good and good. And when it got to around track 10, I think as far as the concept of the whole album, of the entirety of the album fell off. Just because, like, on number 12, Live in Milwaukee, I really didn't think it was necessary. Just the simple fact that it was a live song he put on this album, and I didn't really think it fit the whole criteria of what he was trying to put on this album. And plus, I think number 9, Crime, I'm not saying it was a bad song. I just think, just like I said for number 12, I think it just really didn't fit as far as his whole criteria of what he's trying to do on this album. Like, I'm not saying, I just don't like when artists try to put the spotlight on another artist, have them a solo song on their project, and have them do their own thing. Like, I just didn't think this song really fit the whole theme of the album. It's not a bad song, I just didn't like it. My least favorite song is number 10, Your Way, featuring Jazz Star. I don't know what it was, but the hook really reminded me of Burger King, and I just think, to me, it just seemed like it was corny. And like I said before, it just fit. It's to where what I said earlier, that it's just one of those songs. It didn't fit the whole criteria of the album. I really wasn't feeling it. And it's just like he's just catering to this girl, saying, hey, you can have it your way, and just going back and forth with the girl. And it just a few songs on here that could be left off, and this is really could have been left off. It's just not one of my favorites. But let me go ahead and give Phenom, I Didn't Come, I Was Sent a rating. I'm gonna actually give this an 8 out of 10. I mean, the reason I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 is just because that he is a very lyrical artist, and he's basically spreading a lot of positivity. You really don't hear that from a lot of independent artists, because they actually trying to ride what everybody else is doing, what mainstream music is doing, and he's actually doing what he actually does and love, which is actually putting positive messages out there and having things be aware of what's going on in society. And I mean, he has a lot of catchy songs on here, and I think he has a lot of potential to make it in the industry. So I'm gonna give Phenom an 8 out of 10. So if you heard of Phenom, what do you think of I Didn't Come, I Was Sent? If you're interested into listening to his project, the link is in the description to check out all of his music. And put in the comments and let me know what you think of Phenom. And if you want your music to be reviewed, remember, you have to have your music on a streaming site, and you have to have a music video. So put all that in the comment section and let me know. Add me on social media, Black Music, which is Twitter or Instagram. And don't forget to hit subscribe for more reviews and more reactions from Black TV. And like I said before, until next time on Black TV, I holla on Black TV. Yeah!